Hello YouTube. Tonight what we're going to try to show you is bell peppers, put them up, how we put them up, get everything ready for recipes and all that. Here we go. We're going to show how we do it over here in East Texas. What we got here, we got a Vidalia Chop Wizard we got from our local Amazon.com. It has two different ways to chop stuff. We're using the finer chopping solution. And then what we have over here to the right is one cup of bell pepper, and then on the back side we have 2 cups bell pepper. That way, we, depending on what we need to use for the recipe, we can either use 1 cup or 2 cup. We have some in there it's like 4 cup. Just depends on what you need to use. We put those up the same way as onions. If you need onion or bell pepper, you can always go in there and take a 2 cup bell pepper onion and break it in half when it's frozen or slightly frozen, and come right back and bust it out, and there you go. So here we go. And that's what you do. You chop them suckers up. Cut them up a little bit. Cut the top off. Cut the bottom off.
You don't cut the bottom off.
You don't cut the bottom off? Okay.
Just the top.
Sometimes you got to put your weight up into it, and sometimes it don't work. These bell peppers, they have went through 2 below 32 degree nights, so we're sure some of them are maybe there, maybe not. But what we're going to do is show you. Just cut the top off the bell pepper. Go around it with a knife to cut all the seeds and the membranes out of the middle of it. Put those over there because your chickens may or may not like them. My chickens are kind of picky. Cut it up in a little bit smaller portions, and that way it cuts a little bit easier because we're using, once again, we're using the fine blades up in this Vidalia Chop Wizard. But everything gets put right in the bottom. Give it a little shake. Everything's right there. And also on the side of it, it's marked. It's got different markings and stuff as to a cup, ounces, stuff like that. Once again, just cut the top of it off. Run a knife around it very carefully. Do not stab through the bottom of it, which I have done. Pull all the seeds out. Cut it up into 1, 2, 4 pieces, whatever you feel comfortable with. Basically, the smaller you cut the pieces, the easier it is going to be to use the Vidalia Chop Wizard. I wasn't too sure about this piece of equipment when we first got it. I'd seen it several times on different YouTube videos and all that. But my wife, who is the one that's doing all this, she loves it. We've done got another one ordered just to get it here, because not only does it chop like crazy, she can see how much she's got at any point in time, and then put it into any kind of bag. What we've been doing is putting them into pint bags recently, because once again, you chop it down to the point of where the chopper shows it's like a pint or a quart or whatever. Put it down into the bag, rake everything off into it.
I'll make a mix.
Seal the bag up, get all the air out of it. That way you make the bag real flat, to where it will either stand up real good or lay down real good, because we like everything to be either standing up or sitting down in our freezer. Now we do have a food saver that does the same exact thing, but this takes one step out of it. We don't have to make the bag. I'm just amazed at this year's bell pepper quantity we got, especially because they're still out there trying to produce. And we've had two freezes? Two days that we've been below 32. It's been like 28, 27, something like that. We've never had bell peppers this big. We've tried growing them 2 years in a row. This year, I guess we finally did something right, because these are like grocery store bought bell peppers for $1 to $2, depending on where you live at. And we're pulling them off the vine like every 2 or 3 days before it got below freezing. Put them in the Vidalia chopper. You guys use some bell peppers for recipes, or cooking into anything. We also know that you can do, it takes a big Ziploc bag, or it takes a big freezer bag. If you get some bell peppers that look pretty good, pretty nice size to them or whatever, put the entire bell pepper into the bag. You have bell peppers that you can pull out, and depending on what you do with them, you can put them straight up into a recipe. You can chop them. You can do stuffed bell peppers, which is one of my personal favorites. So we mark it with the month and the year, what it is, because believe me, sometimes you think you're going to know what this is in 2 years. No, you're not. You're going to look at it and go, I have no idea.
And you can't take frozen bell peppers and make stuffed bell peppers. Yeah.
But once the ones out that we bought in yesterday, they were frozen. What happens?
They're very watery.
So the cell membrane has broke.
Yeah.
And it's not.
See how these, I mean, this bag was not frozen. These were from frozen peppers, and see how that looks mushy already?
So once it breaks the cell membrane, because if it froze and then it
busts the water in the cell membrane.
It busts the membrane and makes them mushy.
Mushy.
Okay.
But
that makes sense.
They're going to be mushy when you cook with them anyway, because now that we're freezing them, we're going to expand the membrane.
Right, and we're going to freeze the cell membrane.
These are cooking. These now became just
recipe. You can't stuff them. They are now cooking.
They are now an ingredient in some recipe.
Okay. And that makes, you got any questions or comments, please feel free to send them on. Please subscribe, and until next time,